My princess. Looks like today we have a request.
Oh, wow. From which one of our fans today, Ian?
Well, not a fan exactly per se, but an actual certified actress.
Really? Wow, a genuine, by gosh, actress?
It's from Miss Amber Dawn Fox. You know, that girl who played Officer Bello in The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I remember her. We met her back at one of the 4-state Retro Pop and Comic-Cons not too long ago.
Well, she'd like you to review her latest, The Haunting of 4 Points.
I mean, why not? Let's give it a spin, shall we?
Two hours later. Well, that was, I guess, interesting?
Yeah, it's certainly a very good independent production. There's no doubt about that.
Would you care to tell the audience a little bit about this movie? The Haunting of 4 Points is a spin-off to the 2015 film Levon, which is also written and directed by Joey Martin. With this movie, we're focusing on the character of Evie. After losing her dead-end job and a disappointing experience with a local ghost hunting society, she continues to pursue her dream of becoming a paranormal investigator, while teaming up with her cousin and his friends for a night of hopeful redemption, fame, fortune, but as you expect, not all goes as planned. That seems like a pretty good setup to me.
And yeah, I think the film is honestly very well acted.
But, I'm sensing a but here.
You see, I always knew you were an ass man.
An ass Simeon, Sasha. Ass Simeon. Anyways.
Well, anyways, it does have brilliant and great actors and actresses. But
when I initially went into viewing this, I had no idea about the predecessor film. Sure, there's flashbacks, I'm guessing, to the previous chapter, but at the end, when other characters are brought in seemingly out of nowhere, but do appear in the previous film, you feel a bit lost if you haven't seen it. Going in without that knowledge just makes you feel like you've missed something. What of the story contained within this film itself?
The story of a wannabe paranormal investigator, as portrayed by Amber Dawn Fox herself, is awesome.
In fact, more than strong enough to carry the entirety of this film itself. We get a good build-up of her motives, what drives her in more of a show-not-tell way, which is great for the visual medium. The character building is awesome to say the least, but the attempts at humor and comedy, however, feel a bit flat and forced. Once we get to the climax, it just felt like an over-eager prom date trying to get my corset off way too quickly. Well, that's an image I didn't need.
The ending itself does deliver, and with a couple of twists.
Though I wish the raccoon behooded killer would have been built up just a tad more before the payoff. Trust me, not a spoiler, but again, it felt a tad rushed for this paranormal investigation gone awry. Not to even begin with all the multiple endings. I thought Return of the King and Marvel movies were bad with that. Yeesh.
Dear fucking God, tell me about it.
But it's not as intrusive when you realize that there's a film that came before it, and that they are trying to build an indie franchise here. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing a cut of this film that takes out all of the nods and winks to other entries in this series. There's a real story here, with teeth, and good actors to boot. So, what's the verdict, my princess?
In the end, you have to look at B-horror movies and indie films objectively.
The Haunting of 4 Points is extremely good and well acted for most low-budget fare. We're not exactly dealing with Disney or Universal here. nor are we even on the level of Roger Corman or Troma, but it's certainly a step up from anything the Asylum could ever dream of putting to celluloid when it comes to story.
I say, honestly, check it out. Just remember that there is a film that comes before it, and I'm hoping that there's some films that come after it.
Until next time, creep it real.
And, as always, unpleasant screams.
You slit your wrist down to the bone, left me here all alone. But when the devil takes your soul, I'll be right by your side pole. I will give into the dark to be the one to hold your heart. No matter how I feel inside, I'll hold you tight and burn alive. And soon the afterlife, the cut of a bloody knife, I'll be seeing you in love. And soon the afterlife, the cut of a bloody knife, I'll be holding you in love. Down in hell where we shall lay, our bodies burn and make us pay. But I will be with you then, to share in your pain and sin. To prove to you my love is pure, my heart was spilled upon the floor. Against all I believe, a sea of red falls at your feet.
This is not completely accurate. 1,000 times you've been told a story this sensationalized is quite bold. But it's your dream. Go ahead and capture it. Don't be alarmed by these ghosts of the past. They're just here for a proper storytelling. Love triangle gone wrong seems compelling. The fact is